Hey, welcome to Craft Central Designs. In today's tutorial, I'm going to prepare you for the upcoming crafting season by sharing with you how to make a single ribbon, big, beautiful, full bow for a wreath or a swag or a mailbox or a stair railing or whatever you may need a big, beautiful bow for in your holiday crafting and decorating. Welcome to my current subscribers and to all visiting my channel today. I hope you will consider subscribing, give my video a thumbs up, and leave your comments. I love receiving them. Okay, let's get busy making this beautiful Christmas bow. You will need a spool of ribbon. There are many sources of ribbons on the internet and as well in craft stores. Hobby Lobby, Michaels, craftoutlet.com is a great source for beautiful ribbons. Also, Amazon carries a lot of ribbons. Be sure that the ribbon that you select is a wired ribbon. This is a 2.5-inch wired ribbon. You will need a pipe cleaner and a pair of scissors, of course. We're going to be making a 3-tiered bow for this tutorial today. I'm using one ribbon, unlike many of the other times you've seen me make bows where I combine several different ribbons. This time we're going to just do a big, beautiful bow with one ribbon, one continuous piece of ribbon. Firstly, what we're going to do is determine how long we want our tail. And that is, of course, determined by what you're putting your bow on. So, firstly, we are going to create our first loop on the left side. Now, again, to determine the size of the loop is the same as you determine the length of the tail. You're going to place your loop up against the piece that you're creating or that you're decorating and see if the loop size appears to cover the amount of space you would like to have covered by your bow on that piece. I folded over my loop, caught it with my thumb and my index finger, and this is loop number 1 of our bow. Now for our base on this bow, we are going to be creating 3 loops on each side. So now we're going to fold over, loop number 2, and this is the first loop on the other side. Now you want this loop to be symmetrical or the same size as the loop on the other side. So if you need to, make that adjustment by pulling your ribbon forward, or you can also back it up just to create a loop that matches the previous loop. And again, this is our base of our bow. It's going to have 3 loops on each side. I just created loop number 2, and I want to get that loop size as close to the other loop right next to it as possible. Holding tight in the middle with your index finger and your thumb. Now I am going to create loop number 2 on the right side. You're going to twist your ribbon. Always twist your ribbon before you fold over and create your loop so that you have the right side of your ribbon up or facing you. Now we have 2 loops on each side, and again, this is our base, and what we want to do is create 3 loops on each side to complete our base or tier number 1. Notice how I twisted my ribbon. Now I'm going to fold it over eyeball the other loops, match those up. If I need to, adjust the sides of the loop, which I just did right there. Now's the time to do it as you go along. Now we're going to create loop number 3 on the right side. Holding tight in the middle to keep your loops secure while you're constructing your bow. Twist the ribbon. Remember, right side of the ribbon up, facing you. Fold it over. Eyeball the other loops. Make your adjustment if need be. And now we had loop number 3 on the right side. So we have just completed the base of our bow. Three on each side as I'm pointing out there. All right, so next we're going to create tier number 2. And that's going to rest right on top of your base loops. We're going to do 2 loops on each side for this second tier, but we want our loops just a little bit smaller than the loops of our base. So you just eyeball that, pinch it in the middle, shape your loop a little bit so you can see if your sizes are as you like it. And now we have loop number 1 of the second tier. Twist your ribbon. Now we're going to go to the right side. We're going to fold over that ribbon, create our loop, match it up with the loop on the other side of your second tier. So I'm pointing at that right there. Match the size of the loop up with the loop on the other side. Now we're going to twist the ribbon and go back to the other side. Create loop number 2 on the left side. Bring it down, pinch it, and then put it under your thumb and your index finger and hold that tight. I had to make a little adjustment there. Just tug on your ribbon there a little bit. You can adjust the size of your loops as you go along. Now I have the 2 loops on the left side. Now I have to create the second loop on the right side. And this will complete tier number 2. Twist the ribbon. Always remember that. Fold it over. Should always see the right side of the ribbon up facing you. Now we have just completed tier number 2 of this beautiful Christmas bow. It's coming along very beautifully. Now we are going to create tier number 3. Now this tier is only going to have 1 loop. So see how we graduate the size of the loops as we progress up on the bow, if that makes sense. You're going to make that loop a little bit smaller than the 2 loops on the second tier. You're just going to eyeball that. Pinch it in the middle to secure that loop. Now you're going to twist your ribbon and complete your single loop on the left side. You're going to fold that over, match it up with the other side. We're creating a very full, beautiful bow that would be just gorgeous on any wreath or swag, or any piece you'd like to put it on. There's nothing like a beautiful bow to embellish Christmas decor. All right, so we've completed all 3 tiers. Now what we're going to do is create 1 single loop going right down the center. I often call this the button. Now you're going to twist your ribbon, and we are going to create 1 single solitary loop going right down the center. Now what we're going to do, watch carefully. You're going to turn the ribbon under. We're going to catch it with our thumb under there. I'm going to show you again. Turn it under. Curl it up under there. and that you're going to catch it with your thumb. I'm going to show you one more time. Okay, you're going to turn it under, curl that under, form your loop. Now watch, I caught it with my thumb right there. Did you see me do that? Now I'm holding it secure there. I'm going to shape that single loop. Is it the size that I wanted? If it is, perfect. We've just created the center loop for this beautiful bow. Now, what I'm going to do now is secure all of those loops by placing a pipe cleaner right down the center, right through the center loop. I'm going to stick it right through there as I'm showing you there. And we're going to wrap it around the back and give it a few good twists. And this is going to hold all those beautiful loops that we've created thus far. I'm showing you around the back there. Give it a few good twists. And now everything is secured, and you can actually let go of the bow because the pipe cleaners are now doing the work of your index finger and your thumb. Now, we have our tail coming out the top of our bow, so we have to address that and figure out how to get that on the bottom of the bow so we can marry it up with the other tail, which you see there in my hand. This is done very simply. First, before we deal with that tail, we have to cut it off from the spool. So what we're going to do is just try and match it up by reaching for that bottom tail and just cut that ribbon so it's disconnected from the spool, so we can now address marrying up those tails with the tail on top. You're going to twist the ribbon just like I just did. And now we are going to take that tail on top and simply insert it through that center loop or the button. You're going to fold it in half so that you can insert it easily through that loop. Pull it through. And there you have your tail on the bottom, married up with your other tail. And now we have finished our tails, and you can do that however you like. You can dovetail. I most often angle, but you do you. However you like to finish your tails. Now the fun part of the bow making is just fluffing out your loops. I open up my fingers, I fan out my fingers, I toggle my loops, just positioning them just beautifully to create the most beautiful bow that we can. Gorgeous. Once you acquire this skill for making a bow in this fashion, I think you'll be very, very pleased because it will enable you to make and create the most beautiful bows to embellish your pieces and to decorate for the holidays. Nothing like a beautiful bow to embellish Christmas decor. Now, you will have some ribbon left over on your spool, of which you can make another much smaller ribbon, or you could use it for tails on your Christmas tree. That's a beautiful ribbon. And And there you have it. A beautiful, beautiful, full Christmas bow. I'm very excited for the holiday decor I have coming up for you in the coming months. Very excited to share many, many beautiful projects with you. If you like what you see on my channel, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and leave me a comment. I love hearing from you. Okay, until next time, you all take care.